That's always nice when you come out in the morning and your wheels and tires been stolen right off your hot rod after having it on the road for one day. Any sort of throttle input and it's not happy, so there's still some passages that are not happy, and the accelerator pump stopped working today, so obviously that little seal is junk or something. So we'll idle her home and then see if we can cobble something together, I guess.
But at least you got bed.
Yeah, it looks cool. It doesn't overheat. Drives on the road straight still, so.
And you can't get new glass, right?
Oh yeah, you can. Just black glass. Super cheap. Divot there.
It hits the divots pretty hard.
Yeah, we only bottomed out once. It's the headers. I got long tube headers on a car that's got air ride. That's a DD speed shop-ism right there.
It almost looks like a PT Cruiser or an HHR, but much, much cooler.
I hate when people tell me it looks like a PT Cruiser. Probably why I stopped driving this thing. So we're a little ways in the future, the old hot rod. I think the plan is put a Holley carburetor on it. So I was looking around, I thought I had more intake manifolds, but I'm down to, I have one small block Chevy intake manifold. It's kind of janky. It's also kind of like a single plane, kind of high-rise deal. Not the plan for this thing. And I have tunnel ramps. Again, not the plan. So putting a Holley on a stock cast manifold is not really the best way, but here's what we're gonna do. I have one of these adapters. It's meant for going like a square or a spread bore to a square bore, and we're gonna run it upside down. So it's probably terrible for performance, but we'll put that on like that, and then the Holley on top. And the way we're going to accomplish this, so I had some Allen, button head style bolts. So those will go in, well, I guess it'll be this way, like that. And then we're just gonna take, I gotta get a longer bolt. Well, you'll get right in there, zoom in. Put this on the back side. So it'll be something along like that. Then we'll put the Holley carburetor on top, and then I think this one should be fine. I actually have a different inlet. The other one has a couple of spots for fuel pressure and all those things. You don't need that. And I think I have on the wall a brand new but slightly dusty fuel filter. So we'll cut the line on that, do a little loop with the, oh yeah, we got some hose. Everything, man, everything's just coming together. Then we just got to screw around with some linkage and stuff. This carburetor, I believe, came on the motor that was in the Nomad originally, or it's in the Nomad currently, but it had just a regular intake manifold. And carburetor, the intake manifold is on Danny's car, and you got that simple whatever carb I had, and then this. So I gotta start stocking up on carburetors and intake manifolds and all that. The problem is when you have all these cars on the road at the same time, it really eats up the parts supply. So, but I think at this point now, everything that's kind of like a running, driving project has stuff. Now it's all new projects, so that's cool. So we'll slap this on real quick. Well, I'll get this on, kind of show you how it works out, but pretty simple stuff. So here's the butchery. We got bolted on the center ones, and these are just long bolts, and obviously it's squared off, so they can't fall through because it's hitting the intake manifold, and as we suck them up, they'll keep themselves locked. So a pretty simple deal. Put a gasket on there, carburetor, and then oh yeah, we got some screwing around to do. We'll figure it out. So we got her all kind of buttoned up. Few funny things that have to be dealt with. The fuel line is not in a great spot. I didn't put a fuel filter on. We gotta kind of bend that and bend this and whatever, but I only had 2 hose clamps, so that's where we ended. I'm missing the air filter. I know that's a real shocker. What are you gonna do? Otherwise, everything worked out pretty good. PCV's hooked up, boosters hooked up. I did run it and made sure we set the carb up. I haven't done anything with the timing. We can always do that tomorrow maybe, but really everything works good. Like power steering, I don't remember the last time I had a hot rod power steering. But the only thing that's kind of goofy is the kick down. It's on a little ball style, which is meant to have like a kind of a pop-on thing. So we'll see if that stays on or not. I can always change that with a nut and bolt at some point. But for what this thing is, it should be fine. And it fires up nice. No issues. It's got a header leak on that side. Runs good. So I think we're gonna actually take it for a proper drive now. We got to put a few miles on it, maybe get some gas in it. Probably hasn't had gas other than a jerry can I put in and who knows how many years. So I'd like to see what it holds. Maybe we'll store the full tank even, I don't know. I think it ran out, but we'll drive it, see what it is, go from there. See you on the road. So, thing runs good now. When I put gas in it, it held all of it. So this thing just definitely had no gas in it. So I really gotta put a fuel filter in. But new fuel. Man, we've got tunes in this thing. This thing is like cherry. And I was just telling Danny, it doesn't even rattle that bad. From what I remember. I remember this thing being a rattle box, but then she said maybe everything we currently have just is worse. But really, other than the wiring being a gong show, the speedometer stopped working.
That I also think is normal.
No, the wiring we got is usually pretty deep. It's clumpy, but it's like organized. This is, everything's a red wire. I saw there was some ground wires were red under the hood actually. I was doing a little screwing around there. It was a little ugly. Oh, people like it. Thanks, buddy. People dig this like a cartoon. So we're just gonna put some miles on, see how it goes. Maybe we'll go to a car show tomorrow. If it doesn't get rained out, which it kind of looks like it is. We got like crazy, I guess, wildfires, so it's all smoky here. But honestly, I just want to put some miles on it, put some fuel through it. There was, when we first parked it, there were some leaks, so we drove it a little bit, then it's leaking less, so either it's leaking out or the seals are filling up, or who knows what's going on. But when I first got this thing many years ago, I drove this thing everywhere. and then stopped. The air ride was a real bummer, I gotta say. I was cleaning up the shed, and I have all the original suspension for this thing that I kept. And I was really thinking I should just put it all right back to the stock suspension, and it'd be way more drivable, but it just wouldn't look cool when you're parked and it's bagged out, because that does look slick. I'm a stance guy, you know how it is. No? So we'll cruise around for a bit, I don't know, maybe go get something to eat, or I don't know what else we're gonna do in this video. It's kind of all over the place. I do want to put a little bit more timing in it, just because why wouldn't you? But it's, she's spunky. Kids like this car. That's what this one is. It's like a Mickey Mouse hot rod or something.
Well, that was the car that stopped. There was a whole gaggle of kids in the back seat. They're waving at you.
They like PT Cruisers.
You're gonna not let me live that down, are you?
We're gonna have to make a t-shirt with this thing on it that says it's not a fucking PT Cruiser. We can show up to a PT Cruiser meet.
Do you think they'd let you in?
Why wouldn't they? This is an old Chevy. Alright, we gotta figure something out for dinner. New day. We were gonna go out last night and screw around. We got a bunch of rain and then went until today, and there's a car show we were gonna go to. Danny wanted to go to her hot rod, and that didn't work out, so here we are. Anyway, in the last video, a lot of you guys had mentioned that the car looked much better when I was washing it, and it was wet, and I should like clear coat it. Where I do believe it does look a lot nicer wet than it does all kind of beat up and dry, and the paint's all cracked and stuff. Now, I believe this is just probably rattle can paint with rattle can paint on top, and then a combination of me beating it up, ignoring it, and all that sort of stuff. There's some rust coming through, and it needs something. But to kind of clear coat it, like we did on Danny's car, I don't think it would look good. This car looks nice. This looks like it's now, you've stopped the aging process on whatever this is. This isn't original paint or anything. So I rewashed it, and I'm just trying to get all the kind of junk and crud out of it, because there's still lots. Actually, I gotta go back. And it's just junk, trees and whatnot. Oh man, look at that. Can I get in there? There we go. Anyway, I think what we're gonna do is, I still have the Shine Juice left over from Vice Grip there. I think we're gonna try wiping it down and see what that does. Because I don't want it shiny, I don't want it clear coat, but like a nice sheen, you know, kind of protect this, whatever we got here is, you know what I mean? So it's a nice cloudy day, so it's nice to be outside. It's hot though, friggin' rain, humidity. I'm gonna rewash the front here real quick. We'll let it dry off real good. We'll see how spongy it kind of looks, and then we'll go from there. I'm sure at some point I have like linseed oil this thing in the past, but that Vice Grip stuff is cherry. I love it. We gotta go make sure we have all lights and all that in this thing. I kind of just start driving it, so the horn works. That's all that really matters. Okay, so she's a little ways later. Car is dried, and we got Shine Juice. Now, we used this before on something. Wagon? Chevy wagon? It was good. Well, it's, she's stuck. There may be a storage procedure that I didn't do. Anyway, the real issue, so this 47, you guys are all bugging me to take it out, which is all fine and good. And then friggin' Vice Grip, the Instagram post. What is happening? I'm gonna cut my finger off here. And he's driving like a late 30s Chevy maybe. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, I was like, maybe I should get one of those. And I was like, you know what? I basically have one of those. Okay, so I popped the lid right out of the whole outfit. That's, oh yeah, it smells good. So, how are we gonna get this? This is where the Leatherman comes in handy. I might need a minute to myself here. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Come on, girl. People are watching. This is embarrassing. Nailed it. Okay, so pop top. See if I can modify this back together. Oh yeah, it's basically doing a two-door conversion. Anywho, oh yeah, we got speedway rags. They look burnt somehow. So I'm pretty sure you just kind of dump it on. Do not handle. Yeah, whatever. Whoops. Oops. Let's just do half this old hot rod and see what exactly happens. Man. Round caps, hey, they like to roll away. Let's, oh yeah. That's bitchin', eh? I remember we're supposed to wipe it on, wipe it off, or just kind of let her do its thing. There's probably instructions. I know I actually did a video on it, and I did not pay attention. So, let's do half. See what it looks like. Decide if we're leaving her on there or not. So, we got half done, so you can see we ended up with this chalky ugliness, and that's what it ended up kind of turning out like. These rags seem to be self-disintegrating for some reason, but so I put it on there kind of heavy, and then kind of let it sit for a little bit. It kind of dries, whatever, and then wipe it all off. I did just the fender and the hood, so it's a little streaky at the back and everything, but I don't really know what the rules are. That's just kind of what I like. I might even give it a quick wash after too. Just this one, I don't want it to be super shiny. We just kind of want to get rid of that, you know, gross dead paint or whatever, and give it just a little bit of sheen, not necessarily shine. So we'll do that. Yeah, I think I'll probably just hose her down, see what it turns out like, and hopefully it'll be what I'm looking for. I definitely like it a lot better than the old chalky grossness, that's for damn sure. Well, SD card failed as per usual. So anyways, I went over the whole car again. So I thought what I'm gonna do, we'll let it kind of dry, do its thing. I'll maybe give it a quick wipe, and then I'm gonna wash it. I'm gonna wash it just with water, no soap or anything, so leave as much of this on as we can. Just tone her down like, you know, 20 or 30%. I don't think this thing's meant to be high polished. The bodywork is, well, she's DD Speed Shop. So, let her bake in the sun. See what happens. Hopefully this doesn't just spontaneously combust. Hi there.
It's 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, so you want to go out.
What are you doing?
Put an air tire.
Why?
Who flat tire?
Oh, which car?
47.
And what were we doing?
We went out for a little drive, and then we stopped, and there was no air in the tire. So now we're gonna fix it.
So we Ubered home.
Yeah, we Ubered home. Did you bring a truck around?
I did not.
So we gotta grab a few spare parts and go rescue ourselves.
Do you want me to turn off all the lights in here?
Yeah.
We'll see you guys at the car. So it's Sunday night cruise night, and we were doing a live. We stopped to watch some cars go down, and then one of you lovely folks came up to say hi, and was like, "Oh, did you know your tire is like all the way flat?" And we're like, oh. And you were kind enough to offer us a air, little, like, to run home and get us an air thing, but we just Ubered back and grabbed a spare tire. But thank you for being so kind and offering that. I feel like in the moment we were just like, oh man. So thank you though. And so here we are. Well, here Dan is.
Here Dan is.
Ooh, it's a little dark. Should have brought your headlamp.
Oh, shit.
Mer would have loved that. So get the tire changed and follow him home, and then I think we're gonna get some ice cream.
Oh yeah.
Hot Rod Jesus needs a little ice cream pick me up. An impact sure makes this go a lot quicker, hey?
Tools are the key.
See, and this is where living in the city is nice, because if we had to drive all the way back out to the country, it would have been a hassle.
Some people might have like a floor jack and a spare tire.
Wow, that sounds stupid. Who would do that? Not even speak of.
Preppers.
We believe in the spice of life.
We're just lazy.
Alright, let's get you home.
No wheels and tires. Were they stolen? No. I just went and put the El Cheapo set of tires I found. They were like 60 bucks. Man, 14-inch tires are actually hard to find, but when you do find them, they're extremely cheap. So I just kind of put one floor jack under it and a jack stand, and we just let her sit down there. So these are, I don't know what they are, El Chinesiums. People are asking me about these tires because at a distance, they look like they're kind of a set of white walls. And as you guys know, white walls are extremely expensive. These are the cheapest tires you can possibly buy with some sort of Unilug steel wheels with Baby Moon hubcaps. But what you do is you buy these, they're called porta-walls. And they just clamp in between the bead, and they give you the look. So they're obviously fake, but rolling down the road, they look kind of neat, and they are a pile cheaper. I think they're like $100 or something like that on Amazon. And they have different sizes for rim, and then they have different sizes for the amount of white wall you want. So I think there's like small, medium, large. I think these are the mediums. And there you go, put them on there. So I've had these now for, well, those other tires, when we took them all apart at work, they were from 2012. So, 10 or 11 years old, porta walls on them. So they last. They're a little beat, little stained here and there. Rabbits ate a little bit of them, but what are you gonna do? So I'm gonna slap this sucker back together and try and be happy again. Man, things been driving good, but old tires are junk. Oh, so I was just putting this thing together, and I thought a few people are asking, I guess, about the suspension and all that sort of stuff. So it's very simple. Actually, the brakes, looks like at some point I put new brakes in them. Look at that. For sure, new pads. Yeah. Anyway, so these G-bodies are kind of funny. So they originally would have had the coil, which would go, obviously, lower control arm and up and through. And what you do is you replace the coil spring with an airbag. So it's like an infinitely adjustable spring. And then because the coil or the shock would have gone through the coil, there's a couple different options. You can get airbags that have a shock in them, I think, but they don't have as much travel down. So I want this thing slammed. So you weld on this little bracket and put a shock absorber with a bolt. That's what I did anyways, just to the lower control arm. You can see there's a couple of scuff marks and all that. I definitely would do it differently if I was going to do it again. But this does work. It limits your turning radius just a little bit. So, but yeah, that's all there is to it. So yeah, new brakes. The back brakes look fine too. So this thing's not that bad. The bushings aren't even that bad. Huh. Yeah, it's brand new. Ish. Well, it would appear as though I inadvertently played a dirty trick on you guys. So when we had these tires off, so we were driving it, we got it flat, and then switched it and came home, and that's all in the video, which you're watching obviously right now. And I did like a little funny thing, because when I jacked it up, I just left it on the floor jack, and I went to work, changed tires, and I'll put a little short out there, and I thought I was just missing tires, but people thought I was getting robbed. Anyways, I wasn't, so sorry about that. Also, probably sorry about the clickbait title that I made on this video, because now I have to lean into it. But we've been driving the hell out of this thing. I drove it in the rain like crazy. It's so dirty. The one porta wall on this side came off, so I had to redo that today at work. I think she's seen better days, but I glued it on, so that's probably fine. This thing was all washed, nice, clean last time you saw it, and now it's an absolute beater. But we're gonna go drive around a little bit more, just because it's gonna rain, and we're gonna test. I bought this stupid drone, and I've used it 0 times, and it was a pile of money, and you know, you gotta use your birthday presents every now and again, so we're gonna try and go do that and end the video that way. So there, so sorry. Oh, and this thing, so people kind of hit and miss with it. Obviously you don't want it chopped, I get it. I like how it looks too. What it needs is a coupe roof, and then we'd chop the hell out of it, but that's a lot of work for another day. People are like, we should keep this thing, and the amount of people that said take it on power tour was ridiculous, which, well, now I'm thinking about it, so poor Danny has to hear me talk. But this thing was like a 5.3 and a, you know, 4L60 or something like that, and like a Holley Terminator X-Max. Done. It'd be cherry, and some sort of big radiator, because it does. I took it to work the last couple days, and there's construction. I sat probably for 20 minutes, and it got to 200 degrees. It wasn't bad, and it's freaking hot today, so, but whatever. Maybe it'll be an American car. I don't know. Or I'll change my mind tomorrow and buy something else. I did go look at a couple of cars, so we'll see how it goes. Let's go droning. Well, there we have it. Kind of beating on this thing a little bit in the gravel roads. I really want to take, there's like a cool video I saw on Instagram of a guy like bagging an old hot rod, like all bagged, like to the ground through like a dirt track type thing. And I think that'd be awesome. So if you're local and have a field, I can go beat the hell out of this thing in, and a tractor help pull me out when I get stuck. Let me go, or let me know. It's pretty sacked out, but this thing's pretty cool. I don't know what else we're gonna do with it. I've been driving it lots. We'll keep driving it around, I guess, and enjoying it. I think I'm kind of falling back in love with this thing, I'm not gonna lie. I really have a problem with falling in love with cars and then immediately forgetting about them, but yeah. Need a motor swap, maybe we'll take this thing to the States, who knows what we're gonna do, but if you wanna keep seeing it, make sure you keep letting me know in the comments on what we should do with it. That's the problem with this whole YouTube thing, is when you have kind of a done car, there's only so many drone shots, driving around shots, screwing around you can do, and yeah, other than kind of a driveline swap, I think it's just a working car, and maybe put a piece of glass in it. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Sorry about the clickbait title, and if you're here this long, you might as well subscribe for the next ridiculous thing we do. Thanks for watching.